Welcome in, guys. This is JE Live, and this is coming at you live after the Rams have extended not only Brandon Powell, but now their franchise quarterback, Matthew Stafford, their Super Bowl winning franchise quarterback, Matthew Stafford. This team finally they add him to the equation on the books long term. They're going to save some money. It looks like, according to Spotrac, that the cap hit is around 23 million this season, which is a huge help towards signing other guys. Whether you talk about the Stephon Gilmores of the world, who surprisingly hasn't been signed yet, despite the fact he has an offer from the Raiders, or maybe you talk about a Bobby Wagner, who's been very quiet on that front. Obviously, a lot of interest around the league, but still no idea, and there hasn't been any offers or anything like that out there. There's also guys, a former Ram by the name of Corey Littleton, who has experience with the Rams, went to a Super Bowl with them. He's out there, as well as A.J. Boye, who played with Jalen Ramsey in Jacksonville. There are all sorts of guys that they could go after. So I'm very, very intrigued where they're going to go with this, what's going to happen. But I mean, this is awesome. Anytime you get a quarterback like Matthew Stafford and you're able to extend him, and basically, guys, not to make you old or anything, but by the time Stafford's contract is up, as long as things go the way they're supposed to, he is going to be done with his contract by the time I'm almost 31 years old. Keep that in mind. Uh, so right now I'm 26. So obviously way out in there, but it's going to be, it's going to be something. And he's going to be around for a while. Those number 9 jerseys, if you were holding out on buying one, now's the time to do it. I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I think he's going to end up having his number retired. I think, he's going to end up being the greatest quarterback in Rams history. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys. I loved this move. When they went out and got him, I was so thrilled to go out and get Matthew Stafford. I've been a fan of his for a long time. So it's just incredible to have him as a Los Angeles Ram. And furthermore, now he's going to be under contract until 2026. And who knows? If he wants to keep playing at that point, the Rams have a decision to make. They could extend him in the middle of that deal. So that's not the equation. So you guys are probably like, Jake, what's next? What's happening? Okay. Yeah. So the Rams now have turned their attention to not only bringing back Aaron Donald, but giving him more money, which you guys know where I stand on that. Personally, I don't think it was necessary to extend him. He's playing under contract until 2024, but, like I said, and I've pretty much put out there, this idea where the retirement talk was really about money. It's really about money. He was always coming back, wanting to make sure he got paid, and he's clearly going to do that based on a little bit of a cryptic, Instagram story. You can expect Aaron Donald to be getting, an opportunity to be the highest paid defensive player yet again. I know that there's a lot of rumors out there swirling about Robert Woods, and what I want to say in regards to that is this. If the Rams trade Woods, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. And here's why, okay? I understand everyone's like, well, they got Allen Robinson, they have Cooper Kupp, they have Van Jefferson, they want to bring back OBJ. Where does Woods fit in the equation? Well, I'm not going to say that Allen Robinson is necessarily better than Woods. Allen Robinson at his best is better than Woods, but they do different things. That's the first thing I'll say. And the second thing, this team is win now. This team is all in. I know we have to stop saying that, but they are way more likely to trade a Van Jefferson, who's 24, going to be 25 years old, over a 30-year-old veteran presence in Robert Woods that is a locker room hero, all sorts of stuff. They're very likely to trade a guy like Van before they trade Woods. To me, that is the first thing I just want to point out there, because that's the thing, is that this idea of trading Woods just doesn't make sense, and it's not conducive to what they're doing. They're getting these veterans. They did not get Allen Robinson to replace Robert Woods. They got Allen Robinson to fill a role that no one can fill right now on the roster. Cooper Kupp to an extent. But OBJ at 5'11 was doing the best job of it. And now he's out until November. And that's going up and high pointing the football and making a play on the 50-50 ball. So they're not trading Robert Woods. And I don't care if it's cap oriented or whatnot. It doesn't make any sense. And if they do trade him, I need to see what happens, because you don't tell me F them picks and then trade a valuable player that's more valuable in the locker room than people realize, who's a part of this team, who they decided to be a building block of this team. You trade him for picks. No, that doesn't make any sense. I see the Titans are interested. Yeah, you may say, oh, the Packers need receivers. Oh yeah, the Packers need receivers. Great. But I'm not trading Robert Woods to a team that's competing for a Super Bowl with me. Nuh-uh. I'm not trading Robert Woods to any team, period. But if I was going to trade him anywhere, it would not be to an NFC West team. It would not be to an NFC rival. They can't even beat the Packers. We still have yet to see the Rams beat the Packers since LaFleur got there. They're not trading Woods to go with Rodgers. Are you kidding me? There's no way. So, look, they have plenty of cap space. We don't know how much cap space they have, but they're going to have plenty of it because they're using, keep in mind, combined with, you have Noteboom and Allen combined. The Rams will have about $4 million in cap space, a little bit over that, into them. So not a lot of cap space on their spot. Like, they're not spending a lot. The cap hit's not a lot. They've structured it. This year, they look good. So then you look at the Donald extension. The Donald extension is going to be a you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Because make no mistake about it, the Rams aren't falling for it. What this is, and I'll tell you right now, what this is with Aaron Donald, obviously he's not going to retire, wants his money. The Rams aren't falling for it. What they're doing is they're like, okay, Aaron, we'll make you, paid big time. But I'll tell you right now, we got to get something out of this. Because you want to run it back, and we hear you want to run it back. But how are we going to run it back if we're giving you all that money and you're not helping out? So I think in that regard, the Rams are doing something in which they are going to have Aaron Donald's cap number go down. And it's going to be this year. And because of that, and Stafford only having $23 million cap hit from what it looks like on Spotrac, it could be lower, the Rams are going to have money. And that is something that Schefter's pointed out, and it's something that Jordan Rodriguez pointed out. Schefter basically said straight up that they are now going to take care of Donald. And basically, the Stafford deal allows them to pursue free agents. And that's what they plan on doing. They may wait. I mean, the biggest acquisition didn't come until November last year when they got OBJ and they traded for Von Miller. They may wait, but they're going to add to this offense. This team in general. I think OBJ signing could be a little bit late, and here's why. It's a complicated deal because you have to factor in the fact that you're hoping he comes back for November. That's not a guarantee by any stretch. And if he does come back by November, that's great. If he comes back sooner, that's great. But that's what you're hoping for. You can't pay OBJ wide receiver one money. You can't pay him wide receiver one money and have him only play 6 games. So OBJ, I think, is coming, but I think it's going to be a little bit later. I think the one that we'll probably see more sooner is probably going to be Bobby Wagner. Normally, when it's that quiet on both sides, that's a good sign. I think Wagner's going to end up a Ram. I don't think this defense needs a ton. I really don't. I don't think people are ready to give, guys an opportunity because, we've been spoiled with going out and getting Von Miller. But I'll be honest with you, they'd be totally fine with Justin Hollins. They'd be totally fine with Terrell Lewis if he stayed healthy. They would have been fine with Okoronkwo. The rotation, I think, is the way to go. Now, the only thing is, having Vaughn made it easier for Donald. So that's the one thing where you're like, oh, that sucks. And, now Donald's probably going to face triple teams. But all that tells me is that the guys on the outside who are going to face single teams, they're going to have to be doubled. They're going up against the same thing Vaughn did. They're NFL players. They can step up. And we've seen players in this league come from nowhere, so to speak, and develop. And the Rams were really doing that with Okoronkwo this past year. He looked really good. Hollins looked really good and then got hurt. And the thing about Hollins that really makes me believe that they could just roll with him is that as long as he stays healthy, he's position versatile. And what I mean by that is he can play inside linebacker, he can play outside linebacker, he works in coverage, he has an incredible set of athleticism. He's one of the most athletic linebackers they have, period. He can rush the passer, which he has to get better at. I think he's going to develop more in that area, but he's so good against the run. And I just don't feel like he gets enough credit for it. So if Hollins does start this year, don't worry. Because this defense took a little bit and then they got going. And who were the key contributors? Who were making the plays? It wasn't, Ramsey did not play his best. Let's keep that in mind. Despite the fact Ramsey wasn't perfect, they still won the Super Bowl. Nick, I'm so sorry. I just saw your super chat. Appreciate you donating. Love these streams, Jake. Also, we better not trade Woods. If we do, I will never get over it. Man, I hear you. I love Woods, so I'd be pretty pissed, but I'd probably get over it eventually. I wasn't a fan of the Todd Gurley release, but I've gotten over it. I'm sure you would. It would just take time. Woods is different, But anyway, just going back to it. My thought process here is that Ramsey wasn't the best in the Super Bowl. He wasn't the best in the playoffs, Darius Williams wasn't the best, and he's gone, I mean, you had guys like Marquise Copeland getting interceptions. Traven Howard's interception is what did it. It sealed the deal to go to the Super Bowl. These guys can make plays. They're NFL players in an NFL defense with an NFL defensive coordinator. And now I think the defense is going to get a boost because I think the offense is going to be better than they were last year. And I think they're going to be better than they were by a lot last year. I think they're going to be a lot better. I think they're going to be a top 3 offense. I don't feel like they were last year. I feel like there were times where they're really good, but they left a lot of points on the field. I don't see that this year. I don't see anything on Honey Badger going to the 49ers. So take that with a grain of salt because I'm not seeing it anywhere. Schefter, no one big is reporting it, so I'm not seeing it anywhere yet. We'll see. I mean, it's not the end of the world if he does either. Let's just keep that in mind, but Oh, Fowler is? Oh, okay. $3 years, $50 million with the Niners. Ugh, they're annoying. Michael Fabiano has the Titans as real interest in Robert Woods. I mean, unless Robert Woods brings in a first rounder, I don't understand trading him, and I still don't understand. Yeah, I think that's real. Honey Badger to the Niners. That looks real. Fowler is, he's a good one. He's not a joke account, so yeah, it's official. That's annoying. I would have liked him. I'm more annoyed that he's going to the stupid Niners. Because of course, right? Yeah. Sorry about that, Robert. Didn't mean to. I mean, I wasn't trashing you, but wait, what? What, Dylan? We got who? Wagner? There's multiple guys I want. Don't leave me hanging like the. Oh, of course. All right. I know I talk a lot of ball on this channel. Let me just be real quick with this because it won't take that long. Is your life that miserable and pathetic to go ahead and make a fake account to try to stump people? Like, I just, like, what is the meaning of your life if all you're doing is trolling people? You know what I mean? Like, for real. I mean, I'm not trying to go off the complete rails here because I'm not going to. But I've seen so much of that, and I'm like, can you get a life? Like, can you contribute? Can you donate your time to charity or something? Like, what is your purpose? Fake accounts are the worst, man. They're the absolute worst. Just get a life. Seriously. I'm so tired of that. And it's like, here's my issue. It gets people in trouble. So now, I've seen it before. Everyone thinks it's a joke because, you're in TV. And this is what happens. So if you're a Colin Cowherd, who I like, by the way, I think he deserves more credit. I think he's one of the best sportscasters out there. But he's live. He's doing his show. He's written up the show. Then he's going off a little bit and kind of using I don't know, improv, right? He goes off script a little bit. There's no script with Colin Cowherd. I think there's an idea. He's got bullet points that he wants to cover. And he's got an earpiece where his producer's telling him different things. This is my issue. So the producer gets a tweet, forgets to fact check or whatever. I'm not saying this happens a lot. But in the heat of the moment, now all of a sudden Colin's like, breaking news, this just happened, and then boom, it ends up being fake. And now you've just wasted everybody's time. You've wasted the consumer's time, the listener's time, the viewer's time, Colin's time, Joy's time, the producer's time, the entire network's time. I mean, that is so obnoxious. Like, I hate it, man. I hate it. Stop making fake accounts. Get a life. If you don't have a job, there's so many ads on, I mean, Indeed's not the greatest job site, can we all agree? But there's so many ads on Indeed. Go get a job. If you already have a job and you're doing that, go play croquet. Take up knitting. Just stop being a freaking bum on the internet making fake freaking takes. It's just so obnoxious. Like, seriously. All right, I'm done. I'm over it, man. I'm so over it. I've seen it over and over again. Get a life. Period. Done. So let's get back to ball, right? Actually, before we do, Rock Chalk, baby. Man, that game was not for the faint of heart. That team literally cannot miss. Creighton, I'm so glad they're gone. Nothing like the 322nd best three-point shooting team not able to miss from three-point. They were unreal. Unbelievable. Couldn't stand them. Anyway, on to other things. Just happy that Kansas is going to Sweet 16. Hope everyone's enjoying March Madness. Wait, Robert Woods just went to the Titans? I gotta see what they got for him. I hate that. So far, let's just talk about the fact that I hate that you're trading away a guy like Robert Woods. All right, we're going to be live a lot longer than I thought. I mean, guys, like the stream. Let's get this viral. Give me something to be happy about. Unreal, man. That's brutal. I'm making a graphic now. I think it's a mistake. We'll see what ends up. Like I said, I need to know what they got for him. Well, so Robert Woods' last game. Robert Woods' last game was against the Titans. Ah, man. That is just, oh, I hate that. Like I said, I need to know more. Like, give me, like, what did they get? What did they, no. A 4th rounder? No, there's no way. Tell me that's fake. Tell me that's not real. Run it back, they said. Sure, let's just trade one of the heart and souls of our team. Man, not every trade to shed cap works, by the way. I would just like to point that out. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like this. They got a 4th rounder. That is just, no. I'm making the graphic now. I don't like this. I really don't. I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't like it. I don't like it. I just don't get how you trade Robert Woods. I understand he's coming off an ACL, but for a fourth, you're fine. You don't need to do this. This is ridiculous, man. A 2023 sixth rounder? What? No. I'm not I'm not supporting this. A sixth rounder in 2023 for Robert Woods. That is garbage. That is absolute trash. I don't care. Look, I don't care what move is on the horizon. You got a sixth rounder in 2023. I don't care how much cap space you gained. If you can't trade Robert Woods for more than a sixth rounder next year, I'm dumbfounded. This is stupid, man. No, I won't stop whining. I won't. It's a garbage trade. And hey, I'm normally Mr. Positive. I'm always trashed for being Mr. Positive. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate this trade. I think this trade makes no sense. And if they're signing another receiver, that makes no sense. Oh, well, we're freeing up cap. Unreal, man. But hey, at least Aaron Donald's getting more money, right? No, this is a garbage, man. Financial. No. I'm just. This is bad. Bad move by the Rams. Is it like they won't win the Super Bowl now? No. That's not what this move is. I'm not saying that now they're not a Super Bowl team. I just think it's an unnecessary, stupid move. To get a sixth rounder in 2023, just garbage, man. I don't care how much money they're taking on. No, no. They just gifted the Titans. I totally get why the Falcon or the Titans got rid of Julio. They got Robert Woods for a 6th rounder next year. Not even this year, next year. I'm just couldn't even get a pick this year, man. I don't want Julio Jones. I know it's financial. You know, yeah, no, Anthony. Woods was not slightly underperforming before the injury. He was taking a back seat to get Cup open. I just, man, that makes me sick, man. That's just garbage. That's disrespectful to Robert Woods. Sure, he's going to a team that wins, but just, and I love what Les Snead has done for this team, but I'm sorry, when it comes to trading your own guys, they never get anything for their guys. I mean, they traded away Robert Quinn for like a 2023 7th rounder, I believe. It just, I hate this, man. Disrespectful to, I understand it's a business. I'm not saying it's not. But, you know, like, all right, here's the thing. Ready for my analogies? I'm going to go analogy friendly, okay? It's a business. I get that a lot. Well, it's a business. Okay. Then a business move might have been to get more compensation, right? It's like when Shark Tank, you have the Shark Tank, the sharks, and they're trying to invest, and they talk about profit margin. How much are you selling it at? Well, I think you could be selling it at this. You should be selling it at this. Maybe we'll do this. That way you can get more profit. The Rams are essentially moving Robert Woods. They're getting a 6th rounder in 2023. For, like, what is the business there? That's not good business. No. I don't care how financial it is. It's pure garbage. That's what it is. And I'm sorry, if it's just to give AD more money, then it's not worth it. Period. Robert Woods with the Rams. I mean, the idea that you're going to trade away a guy who's had over 4,000 yards in 68 games, 23 touchdowns, you're going to trade him away for a 6th round pick in 2023. I don't care if he's coming off an ACL tear. I don't. He's going to be 30 soon. I don't care. Don't care at all. Look at the trades. They never make good trades when it comes to their players. Think about it. They make good they make the trades, they give up a lot to get a Von Miller. But then when they're trading their own guys, they trade absolute garbage. They get garbage in return. Not a fan, man. Not a fan. Happy for Van Jefferson, though. At least he's staying. But wow. OBJ better be signed. That's all I can say. I'm not a fan of this move. It makes zero sense to me. I understand the Rams do a lot of moves, and, it never seems to come back to bite them, but this one feels like a bad move. I mean, after all, this is the same team that traded Robert Quinn and a 2018 sixth rounder to the Dolphins for a fourth and sixth round pick. And Allen Robinson's had injury issues too. I hate this, man. Good for Tutu Atwell too. I mean, now he might actually have a role on this team. I was confused as to where you were going with that, but you know, I'm gonna say my piece. I'm sorry, man. Some people aren't gonna like what I have to say because they're used to me being super, positive. It's not that I'm super positive. I'm just a straight shooter. I call it like it is, and the Rams haven't given me much to hate on. But I think this is finally the move that they might actually regret. I mean, let's be honest, they should regret the Robert Quinn trade. They got him for they hardly gave up anything away. They gave him up for hardly anything, and now he almost led the league in sacks this past year. You don't think Quinn would have done that with this defense? Psh, whatever. And like my buddy Blaine said, perfectly put, a real fumble by the front office, a sixth round pick for a top 20 wide receiver. No words. Exactly. The best blocking receiver in the game, top 20 receiver when he's fully healthy. They get a sixth round pick in 2023. Guys, you cannot expect me to be okay with this. You can't expect me to sit here and applaud this. This is just not a good move. It's not. Just, it's just a, man. I was so much happier talking about the future with Stafford now signed until 2026, and now I'm upset. You got Allen Robinson to replace Robert Woods. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, this stream got flipped up on its head, man. I'm sorry. I hate to be negative, but just I don't think it's a good move. But like I said, regardless of how you feel about how I feel, just remember this doesn't make them not a Super Bowl favorite, in my opinion. I still feel like they'll repeat. I just don't like stupid trades like this. Like, this is a shitty trade. I'm just going to call it like it is. It's shit. They're not getting anything in return. A sixth rounder in 2023. I mean, do you know what they... Oh, well, hey, at least now they'll get a sixth rounder next year. That means that they got the constant sixth rounders every year, every other year, because they did the same thing. They got the same return for Corey Bojorquez. So, hey, I mean, big time stuff there. Well, Spotrac has them off the books. Now they have the Rams at -$3 million in cap space. We'll see what ends up happening. Obviously, I think more is going to come off, but yeah, just really unfortunate. I feel like everyone has a right to be upset. If they traded Cooper Kupp, I'm convinced the Rams would probably get like a 4th rounder for him because they just don't know how to trade their own players. I just. I haven't been this mad in a while at the Rams. I just. Oh, I'm furious. People are tweeting me like, man, I haven't seen you this angry. I'm like, yeah, can you imagine how I would have been if Kansas lost to Creighton? Just think about that. If Kansas lost to Creighton, I would have been insufferable. DXNES, I gotta disagree with you. I understand salary cap this, salary cap that, but I mean, he wasn't my first interview. I met him at an expo. I got pictures with him. He knew who I was. He saw my article. He's the guy I wanted. He's the guy I was told when the Rams picked him up. He's the guy I was told, even though I had them going there, 4 years, $32 million. I predicted the exact deal. He was somebody that I was told the Rams shouldn't get because he's trash. Well, was right about that one. He definitely was not trash. Just so awful, man. Awful trade. So bad. That UNC game was nuts. It was also super sloppy. The ending was ridiculous. And the pass off the backboard is forever a meme. Michigan trying to pull away from Tennessee. Providence is up by 30 on Richmond. Dear God. UCLA. I got UCLA in the finals, if you remember, against Kansas. I'm thinking, all right, so let's talk about this, because I can keep saying I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, and that doesn't help you guys, right? Like, you guys aren't tuning in here. Maybe you are to get my reaction, but you're tuning in here to know what comes next. And I gotta be professional in that regard, so I do apologize for that. I get this news in the moment, and I initially hear from one of you that says 4th round pick, and I'm thinking, don't like the 4th rounder, but at least it's it's not the worst pick in the world. And then I find out it's a 6th rounder in 2023, and then I just lose my mind. So I'll apologize for that. So let's talk about this, okay? I understand this is a business. I understand tough things happen. You saw Todd Gurley get cut. You saw, Robert Quinn get traded. William Hayes. All sorts of guys. Goff got traded. I understand this is a no loyalty business. This is not something where you always get a chance to basically stay, right? No matter what you do. This is a business where you can be Andrew Whitworth, age, 34, 35, be playing your best football and have your organization get rid of you. So I get the business aspect. You don't have to tell me. I get it. It's business. It's it's tough. All right. So I'm not going to talk about the trade further as far as I hate it. I don't like the compensation. I think it's bad. I understand why. No one has to explain to me or contractually explain to me why they're getting a 6th rounder next year. We all know why. The Rams sacrifice pick value for the contract. So essentially what I mean by that is that the Titans are going to take that full contract on, and so in return the Rams get a lesser valued pick. That's basically what is happening. Yeah. So anyway, they save his contract is completely gone. So let's see. Robert Woods. What was his cap hit going to be now that he's on the Titans? At least the Titans are somewhat likable. I can root for him. But his salary cap hit this year was 13.5. So they take 13.5 off the books. I hope to God this isn't just so they can pay Aaron Donald. Otherwise, you're going to get a big fat eye roll from me. I appreciate Donald, but no, I'm not going to. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. We're going to talk about what comes next. So, the Rams have decided basically that they're going to replace Robert Woods with Allen Robinson. That's essentially what's happening here. That is what they're going to do. The Robinson deal is not yet on Spotrac, so we don't know what this year's cap hit will be. We don't know who will be restructured. We do know that one guy that was restructured was Leonard Floyd. So that is going to be a restructure there. I don't know if Spotrac has already restructured him. I don't believe they have. No, they have not. So Spotrac doesn't have him restructured, but it saves like $12 million for the Rams. So they should be they are under the cap by now. So they have to have, around 16 to whatever million dollars at their disposal. Now, here's the thing with the Rams is that, and by the way, the Coleman Shelton cap hit this year is $1.5 million. So that's official. Coleman Shelton, $1.5 million. Brian Allen, $1.8 million. And Joseph Noteboom, $3.5 million. They did a great job with those guys. Those guys are going to work. I think we would have to imagine OBJ is going to be next. They're going to sign OBJ. They're going to sign Wagner. And I would imagine that they probably sign somebody, maybe a Gilmore. We'll see. I think they're very much in the idea that they can go out and get a veteran corner. Also, I'm pissed at this trade because I love Woods, but on top of it, he brings so much to the team as a blocker, as an all-around player. So now that Woods, who's coming off a torn ACL, now that he's gone, and that's sad, this does open up an opportunity for Jacob Harris. It opens up an opportunity for Tutu Atwell. It opens up an opportunity for Ben Skoranek. And these are 3 receivers, one of which actually played in a Super Bowl, 2 of which are, they had season-ending injuries. They drafted relatively high. Talk about a 2nd-round pick in Tutu Atwell and a 4th-round pick in Jacob Harris. I get that. I understand that. And, I think, I'm sure there's a lot to unpack. It's really frustrating, and I'm not going to sit here and just, yell over and over again. I probably did that for 20 minutes. Like I said, I already apologize. But anyway, we got almost 500 people in here, so we'll talk about what this means for the Rams. So Donald contract is coming down the wire. I'm sure we'll be getting that soon. That should save money, because like I said, the Rams did not say, we're just going to pay Donald. You're not going to just pay Donald and then not, what's the word I'm looking for? Get something in return. So the Rams will get cap space in return. They're going to work it in a way that will help them. I don't think the Tutu Atwell pick was that horrible. Like I keep saying, he led the NFC in preseason in receptions. This is somebody that doesn't have any sort of, in my opinion, any sort of red flag that would be signaling he's a bust. Ben Skoranek, I say, give him some time. This guy in his first year was just shoved into the spotlight. He was shoved into the starting receiver role in the Super Bowl, no less. Now he's gotten, a taste of that. He'll be able to play. Plus, he's a phenomenal special teamer. And then you have Jacob Harris, a guy who's built very similar to Calvin Johnson, actually identical to Calvin Johnson. He's just not the player Calvin Johnson was. But that doesn't mean he can't be. He's going to have to develop. He's going to have to, obviously get things going. I mean, he's a former soccer player in his own right, but he's coming off an injury. They like him a lot. 6'5", ran a 4.3. He's a very, very athletic freak, so to speak. But then also getting OBJ back. He may not play until November, so it's going to be Van Jefferson. Then you're going to have Cooper Kupp. Then you're going to have Allen Robinson. And now it, opens up the opportunity for the fourth to be Tutu Atwell or Jacob Harris or Skoranek while you wait for OBJ to get healthy. I see someone mentioning Warren Jackson. Warren Jackson is somebody that has that size. Landon Akers on the practice squad. Those are guys. But what about the guy that we really haven't talked about, who is coming back on extension, the punt returner, and that is, of course, Brandon Powell. He signed a 1-year deal. Maybe he gets used a little bit in the offense. So I'm trying not to, lose my mind about this. I still hate it. I don't think it's a good move at all. But now it does open up opportunities. Now, hindsight's 2020. You could say, why did you draft Tutu Atwell, Jacob Harris, etc., if you were just going to trade Robert Woods and sign a free agent this year in the offseason? That's fair, but that's not the way it went down. They did end up drafting those two guys. And you could argue, people that still argue Creed Humphrey was the better move. I mean, I can't disagree with you. But here's the facts. Facts are the Rams' offensive line is not even going to cost them $10 million between 4 out of the 5 guys. Rob Havenstein's cap number is below $10 million this year. So the cap number for the offensive line in total is probably around, we'll say, 15. So a little bit under $20 million in total for the offensive line. The receivers they're paying, but they did just get Robert Woods 13 plus million this year, and they got his entire contract off the books, which again, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of, but financially, this is what we're talking about. Ashawn Robinson is there, 27 years old. Maybe they bring him back another year, but if not, they've set themselves up in that regard. They have Bobby Brown, who they drafted. These are guys that I think it's opening up the opportunity. Hey, 518. It's opening the opportunity up for the rookies who will now be second-year guys. Tutu Atwell, Jacob Harris, Bobby Brown, Ernest Brown. Now, Ernest Brown has a shot on the edge, potentially. We'll see. I just think at the end of the day, you can hate this. You can absolutely hate this trade, and you are totally justified. And anybody that has a problem with me or anyone hating it needs to realize that Woods has been here since the beginning. He was the first one to wear 17, and Sean McVay was actually he was the first player. Sean McVay wore 17 when he came to the Rams. Like, that was how they introduced him. He had the 17. Robert Woods took that right after. Then he goes to 2. This is it's going to take some getting used to. Robert Woods means a lot to this organization. And also, guys, thank you for those of you who have hit the thumbs up and liked this. Be sure to do that if you haven't. We're over 500 viewers. We have 131 likes. So be sure to hit that thumbs up button. I'm going to continue talking. Y'all cry too much now. Jalen Ramsey can get his number back. His number? I mean, he might. He chose 5. 20 was open. He chose 5. I don't really understand that, but Fletcher Cox is re-signing with the Eagles. It was on a cheaper deal, but we'll see what ends up happening throughout the night. I'm assuming something is going to happen while we're live, and I might have to make another graphic. So I'm assuming that something is going to happen because right now the fans are pissed, and I would imagine that they're doing this stuff. It also makes sense. Robert Woods' bonus was due today. I'm just, obviously I'm really annoyed, but he wanted to. I didn't know that. Allen Robinson is the wide receiver too. I can tell you that right now. Yeah. Yeah, he is. What do I think happens? Well, kind of what I'm saying is that I think they're going to sign Donald to whatever deal he needs. And then they'll get Wagner, I think. And then I don't think Danielle Hunter, no. If they didn't make the trade with Woods for Hunter, then I don't think that they're making that trade. Well, now I got to see Louis Riddick because they're saying he was spot on. Let's see. Robert Woods had missed 1 game/1 start in 3 seasons prior to being injured in November 21. Was considered to be a guy that was irreplaceable because of how important he was to the Rams on the field and in the locker room. Rehab on track. Trade is a good one for Tennessee. Yeah, that's just not a player that you trade, but I can't go down that path because I will keep ranting and raving, and I have so many issues with this trade, but I'm just trying to add to it, trying to explain. Michigan won. I think I picked them to win. Pretty sure I did. I mean, I didn't pick them. I had them losing, but as far as like betting, I'm just that just pisses me off, man. I know. I'm trying not to be negative. It's just hard. I think I mean I understand why some people, are totally fine with it, but you got to worry about locker room though. You can't underestimate it. I don't understand they got away with it last year trading away Robert Woods, but or not Robert Woods, they just traded him. Michael Brockers, who they once again they got nothing for him. But it's still just it's gutting. It's gutting. Better sign OBJ now though. I'll say that. Get him signed immediately. Because I don't know what I'm going to do if you don't. Yeah, I'm sure people will say Woods wasn't happy on the Rams. Just show them him holding up the Lombardi like this, Oh boy. What can you do? It's funny seeing different people's responses. And I can see people who are subtweeting me too. That's also funny. Yeah, I think that, absolutely agree. You lose Whitworth and now Woods in the same. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. Well, that's the funny thing. That's what I was saying. F them picks, but let's trade away established players for a 6th round pick in next year's draft. It's brutal. But I mean, the hope is now, let's look at their depth chart. Let's project right now what it looks like. Their depth chart. Let's see here. All right, we're going to go over what the Rams look like next year. With the Robert Woods trade, the Rams starting lineup and key players. I like throwing in the key players like Darrell Henderson, all that. All right, let's see how it goes. Matthew Stafford at quarterback. Running back, you got Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson. Wide receiver, Allen Robinson, Van Jefferson and Cooper Kupp. We'll see if Odell comes back. I would imagine he does. You have Ben Skoranek, you have Tutu Atwell, and Jacob Harris. Left tackle, Joseph Noteboom. Left guard, David Edwards. Center, Brian Allen. Right guard, Coleman Shelton. Right tackle, Rob Havenstein. At tight end, you have Tyler Higbee, Kendall Blanton, Bryson Hopkins. Johnny Munt did go to the Vikings, so he's not an option anymore. And I don't think that they're going to go after a tight end, and God, I hope they don't. I like their three that they have. Defense. Starting defensive line, you got Ashawn Robinson, Greg Gaines, Aaron Donald. Behind them, potential key contributors. You got Marquise Copeland, who they continue to develop, UDFA out of Cincinnati. You got Bobby Brown the fourth, Bobby Brown the third, their fourth round pick from 2021. You have Jonah Williams, potentially Ernest Brown the fourth, who they do have to bring back on a contract if they want him back. Now, outside linebacker, Leonard Floyd, Chris Garrett, Terrell Lewis, Justin Hollins, and Anthony Hines are on the roster as of right now. Would have to imagine Hollins starts, Lewis kind of, is a rotational basis. Got to keep him healthy with that knee. Chris Garrett is a name to watch. He's somebody that I think can really explode on the scene if given an opportunity this year, preseason, get himself going. Did get behind the eight ball a little bit because I don't know if he would have been a contributor in the regular season, but let's not forget this guy got COVID early on, and I think did hold him back a little. Then you have at corner, inside linebacker, Ernest Jones. Reader's gone, so it's Ernest Jones, Traven Howard, and Christian Roseboom right now. To me, you go out, you get Bobby Wagner, you go out and you get Corey Littleton, you add one more inside linebacker, and I really like the way that looks. Corner, you have David Long, Jalen Ramsey. We'll see if Dante Dion comes back or not. Then Robert Rochelle, the fourth round pick. And then you have Grant Haley, Tyler Hall, and Kareem Orr. Have to imagine they're going to address the corner spot. Could see in the draft, they could be looking at a guy. I think Kobe Bryant makes a lot of sense out of Cincinnati in the third. Maybe Monteric Brown out of Arkansas. Those are my two favorites right now for them. There are definitely some other guys at that. Darrell Baker Jr. from Georgia Southern is a guy I like a lot. I think he fits the archetype. So they'll definitely be looking corner in the draft. My question is, will they go after a corner? Will they go after a corner in free agency? I mean, now they have money. So we'll see. With the safety position, a little interesting here because they got Nick Scott, and we all like Nick Scott, 7th round pick, 2019. He'll be a free agent this upcoming season after this year. You have Taylor Rapp, who will also be a free agent. I think they're more likely to bring back Nick Scott, to be honest with you. But Taylor Rapp, they have Jordan Fuller, who's coming off an ankle injury, bad ankle injury. And then they have Terrell Burgess as well. So that could see them going after another safety, but your best friend is Quentin Lake. We love Quentin Lake over here on this channel and on Downtown Rams, especially. We interviewed him. I'd like to see him on the Rams. I think Quentin Lake would be great in that rotation at safety. And then right now, the Rams need a punter. They have a kicker in Matt Gay, who's great. Matt Orzek is the long snapper. They would need a punter, so we'll see that. Brandon Powell, signed, sealed, delivered. He is the returner, but, that is Ogami's asking trade for, yikes, I don't even want to answer this, a 6th round pick in 2023. I mean, just always keep in mind, whether you agree with it or not, I don't agree with it, but always keep in mind when the Rams are trading their players away and they get a 6th rounder in 2023, that is cap. The Rams trades are all centered around cap space, if you notice. Von Miller, they gave up a 2nd and a 3rd. That was an overpay, but they did it because, they did it because they wanted the whole Von Miller contract to be picked up by Denver, and that's what happened, so... So I do think stock up for Tutu Atwell and Jacob Harris, though. Yeah, I understand if you hate this move. I'm not happy with it. I am ready to know what comes next, though. I mean, we're just sitting here, you know? Yeah, it's just. Hopefully, we didn't Bobby Wagner him and actually let him know before he found out on Twitter. Unlike some people, the Seahawks. I don't know if you can hear, but I have guests upstairs, so if you hear them being loud, that's probably why. Oh man, that sucks. Like I said, does it absolutely change the Rams' fortunes? Are they not going to win the Super Bowl now because they trade Robert Woods for a 2023 sixth round pick? No. But it just doesn't make a ton of, like, they didn't need to do this. Obviously they have a plan. They didn't just do this just to get salary cap space and not use it, but it's frustrating to say the least. Rich Hammond, who also covers the Rams, says this is a big mistake. So I hope I'm wrong. I just gotta tell you, it took the Rams. The Rams had to literally change what they were doing on offense when Robert Woods got hurt. They had to completely change their offense. I would just like to point that out. They can't do exactly what they want to do without Woods. I mean, we'll see what it is now, but you know. Yeah, I mean, a deal could be on the horizon. I don't know who they would get. It's probably going to be somebody that hasn't been talked about yet. That's normally how the Rams roll. Everyone was talking about different guys getting traded, and then all of a sudden, Von Miller, like the report came out, and they're like, yeah, the Rams trade for Von Miller. And you're like, I didn't know Von Miller was even a thing. I did not know that was even an option. But okay, I'll take him. Yeah. I don't know why I look at people's responses about it because it just pisses me off more, but you know, is what it is, I guess. It's just so frustrating. So damn frustrating, but I don't think they have so many needs at corner. I think you have to look at the way David Long played down the stretch. I know it sounds funny. I know it sounds like a meme, but David Long was really good down the stretch. Aaron Donald's still the best corner. Aaron Donald. Jalen Ramsey is still the best corner in football. And, I think Robert Rochelle has a really bright future. Yeah, I saw Matthews signed with the Niners. Oh, so annoying. Trading away Robert Woods and then seeing your rival sign Tyrann Mathieu is just not what you want to see. I can't believe this, man. This stream literally went from happiness, basically celebrating the fact Matthew Stafford was going to be a Ram until 2026, talking about the future, talking about how Robert Woods is absolutely not getting traded, doesn't make sense, to him getting traded. This is the most 180 stream I think I've ever done. It's not the first time we've been live when the news broke, though. I don't know what you're getting for Jimmy G, but I agree. They should trade him. I don't think the Tyrann Mathieu signing is fake. Because I thought Fowler reported it. Jeremy Fowler. He's not a fake reporter. Now I don't see it, though. Interesting. Maybe it was fake. Ah, it was fake. Okay. All right. Who's to say Matthew doesn't come to the Rams? Yeah, it was fake. That actually makes me happy. Because I didn't want Tyrann Mathieu to be a Niner. That would have been annoying. I mean, he still could. I'm not saying he can't, but... Providence is going to their first Sweet 16 in 20 plus years. Damn. So I'm sure they'll beat my Jayhawks now. Always seem to draw those. What's fake? The Tyrann Mathieu to 49ers deal. Apparently that was going... Once again, going back to my fake account rant. I'm not going to go there, but I'm just saying this is why I think people like that need to get a life. Oh, man. I don't think the Rams are signing Julio Jones. And if they are, then it's for super cheap. Guys, be sure to hit the thumbs up. We have 177 likes, but we have over 450 people live. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up. It does help me out. It basically tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job. People are enjoying this, and they send new people over here, so our community gets even bigger. Also, if you want to support the channel further, you can drop a super chat. Do appreciate super chats. They're not obviously needed, but I do appreciate them. 2 up, 2 fall. Appreciate you, by the way, for donating. I just saw that. And heartbreaking to hear this, but it's business, and I trust Sneed and McVay. That's fair. But I appreciate you donating. What was I going to say? I know a lot of people in here are probably UCLA fans, so I'm rooting for UCLA for you guys. Also for my bracket. But hey, you know, makes sense. Also, want to be a part of the Discord community? I just dropped a link. You can join for free. I don't charge for Discords. We have 423 members on there. Go and hit the Discord link there. Uh, Sorry to hear that, Justin. Yeah, I know USC lost in the first round in Miami. Um, well, and that's the thing that I was kind of getting at with Woods is that I don't feel like the Rams need anybody. Like I think they would still win. You know, they would still win the Super Bowl with what they have, but. And by the way, I see a lot of people on Twitter saying like, "Oh, Robert Woods was frustrated with the team, didn't get the role he wanted." I don't think that was it, guys. I think you're just grasping at straws. What moves that I'm not going to be okay with the trade, really. I'll live with it. Like I don't know. Guys, ready for another analogy that might piss off some people? I don't care. This is how I feel. All right, here's what I'll say. Okay? The Robert Woods trade to me. Wait, is James Bradbury really a Ram? That would be a really nice trade. I don't see anything yet. You guys got to say, I want Wagner to go to the Rams instead of Wagner to Rams. Because you have to keep in mind, I'm live. So I don't know if you're telling me news. So just, be careful how you word things. Yes, please hit the like button. Please, and be sure to join the Discord channel as well. All right, so here's what I'll say. Yes, finish the analogy. All right, here we go. I'm not okay with the Robert Woods signing. Just like I'm not okay that I believe, in my opinion, my again, my favorite music genre, which is rock and roll. I'm not okay with the fact that it's not the most popular genre. Okay? I'm not. I'm tired of pop and not all rap, but like the mumble rap. Tired of that being the most popular. But I've been living with it all my life. Like, I have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Yes, Ice Nine kills. Let's go. But that's my point. So I love rock and roll, but I know that it's not the most popular. And I have to move on. I have to deal with it. I can still love it, just like I can still love Bobby. I can still love Bobby Woods, appreciate Bobby Woods. I can appreciate rock and roll. I can appreciate Bobby Woods and root for him in Tennessee, just like I can appreciate rock, root for it, and support it, despite the fact it's not in the mainstream. We got some Ice Nine Kills fans in here? Oh, hell yeah. I gotta see. I got the mask. Ice Nine Kills official mask from the album. Silence. See? Ice Nine. IX. So, Ice Nine fans will appreciate this. But yeah. Anyway, I think my analogy works. I hope I didn't offend anyone. But I think rock is the best genre. Just like I think Robert Woods was the best idea to keep. The Rams did not, and the majority does not think rock is the best genre. That's why rock is not the most popular genre. But I continue to just deal with it, That is how I would describe that. Yes, I love horror movies and I love Ice Nine Kills. Great connection there. I like Metallica. I'm not one to ask who the best metal band of all time is, because I think the best metal band I've heard personally is Ice Nine Kills. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they are. That's my favorite. I don't know if they're the best. They're probably not, but they're my favorite, so I don't really care. I'm not really into anime. I like Dragon Ball Z. That's it. Depends which modern rock. You might be reading into the. You might be listening to the wrong modern rock if you think it's trash. Like if you haven't checked out Starset, I highly recommend you check out Starset because they're great. One second. I don't know why it just logged me out of Twitter. What the hell? Why did it log me out of Twitter? That's not good. Trying to follow. Oh well. I give up. I'm not going to look at that computer. I'll just do it on there. I love Zeppelin. Todd Gurley's still a free agent. I don't know what happened. Twitter broken over Robert Woods trade. Mumble melodic rap. Twitter trash. Yeah, I'm not a big like mumble rap fan. Yes, thank you, Nolan. Let's get to 300. Let's get to 400 if we can. Let's get to 400 likes. Let's thumbs that up. Let's get it up. I've been seeing that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like Motley Crue. The Dirt was that was a cool movie. Thank you, Rams and Dodgers fan. Now, I do understand people that are saying it's preparation for what's to come. Like, they're going to have to give Cooper Kupp his due. I don't think it's this year, but they're going to have to give him a pay raise. They did right by Robert Woods. They wanted to get him to. Okay. That makes sense. The Rams were. Yeah, this wasn't a Bobby Wagner deal. The Rams talked to Robert Woods throughout the process. It was tough for Sean McVay. The Rams wanted to do right by him, so they traded him to a scheme fit, and the Titans were that. They worked with him to find the right destination. That's cool. I mean, we didn't get anything for him, but. And if you're the Titans, I mean, why do you not pick that up? Why would you not pick that contract up? It doesn't matter. He's worth the contract. When he's healthy, he's absolutely worth it. Robert Woods left the Rams. You heard they're in on Jadeveon Clowney? I guess we'll see. Yeah, that's a good idea, Rams and Dodgers fan. Let's talk about it. How good is that Stafford deal? I mean, he took less money this year. They're saying it's going to be a cheaper like a lower cap hit this year than it was last year. Guy just wants to win, man. He just wants to help his team. True leader. You know? But they'll have him until 2026. Love the Stafford deal. I joked about it before most of you got on here, and I said, man, you guys have no idea. If you think I was mad when that Robert Woods trade came up, because I love the guy to death, and he's not just a fan favorite, like he's a damn good football player, and the trade I think just sucks, but I get it. I understand financially. Please don't explain it to me. I get it. But I was like, if you guys think that I'm mad now, just imagine if Kansas lost to Creighton. If Kansas lost that game to Creighton, which, by the way, Creighton did not miss. Like, they made everything. They made every three. They could not miss, even though they were the 322nd best three-point shooting team in the country. If Creighton had beaten Kansas, you can see me with this Kansas hoodie on, I would have been furious. I would have been in a bad mood, and then on top of it, the Robert Woods trade, I would have been in shambles. But trying to be more professional. Keep in mind, I'm still a fan as much as I want to be professional, as much as I cover, as much as I like analyzing, and I am an analyst, and I understand I do cover the Rams. There are times where that fandom comes out, and I do have that explosive attitude, and I don't have it a lot, but like trades like this set me off. So just keep that in mind. OBJ will be back, I would imagine. I'd be shocked if he's not now. Jake, I'm playing Warzone right now. Any update on the Tennessee versus Michigan game? Michigan won by 6, I believe, which is cool because they covered. I picked Michigan at half. I did a live bet on them. Also, low-key, no one's talking about it. I really wonder if that Lakers... And on this can go down as one of the worst takes I've made all year and last year combined. But I really wonder if that Lakers game... what was I going to say? I wonder if that Lakers game last night, for those of you who are Lakers fans, I wonder if that's the game where they finally just, everything came together. They won. It was crazy. And it just clicks. And they're like, oh my God, we're this good. We can play this well. We can beat anybody. I wonder. I've been waiting for it to happen. They're going to get Anthony Davis back at some point. By the way, for you fans out there, UCLA is up 52-44 with 10:34 to go. I did pick UCLA to win. St. Mary's is still fighting. St. Peter's and Murray State just played. Don't be surprised if St. Peter's number 15 seed moves on to the Sweet 16. I'm just going to say that right now. Do not be surprised. I'm not saying it'll happen, but don't be surprised if it happens. That team is a good team. Lakers are up 10, I believe. Yeah, Lakers are up 10 on the Wizards, on the road. Westbrook, LeBron have 6. Melo has 5. Gabriel is 4. Wayne and Gabriel, man. 5 for Reeves, 6 for Monk, 4 for Stanley Johnson. This team is back-to-back nights. They're playing well so far. Yes, go UCLA. I want them to win this game. I don't know if the Rams are going to sign Clowney. I'd be a little surprised. I heard that they're not in on Zadarius Smith, which... Greg Gaines is awesome. Lucky to have Greg Gaines, I can tell you that much. I think the thing that people don't take into account when they're talking about Robinson, just assuming he's an upgrade over Robert Woods, is that Robinson didn't play all that well last year. Like, I think Robinson is going to work out well. Like, I've been supportive of the trade or the signing, but Allen Robinson had 500. No, sorry, that was his rookie year. He had 410 receiving yards and 1 touchdown last year on 38 receptions, and he played 12 games. Like, he was not good last year. And he had his lowest catch percentage since 2016 with Jacksonville, the year he had 883 yards receiving in 16 games. Yeah, I saw Carlos Correa sign with the Twins. Interesting. I don't really know what the Twins are doing, but the Titans are weird, man. I mean, I hate it for Woods, who's going from, but you could argue maybe Woods gets more of an opportunity to be a number one. Maybe I don't know, he didn't get that with the Rams, I would say, but I still think the Rams are the best team in the NFC, regardless. So, would expect a restructure of Ramsey's deal that would save the Rams about 11 million in cap. They already restructured Floyd's, which would save them about 12 million in cap. So the Rams should have about they should be around 30 million in cap if they do that. Maybe a little bit over it. We'll see what Donald does. Donald's contract could net them about 5 million to 10 million in free space. Could be looking at about 40 million to play with Bobby Wagner, potentially Stephon Gilmore, potentially Corey Littleton, AJ Boye, maybe Tyrann Mathieu still there. Yeah, I feel bad for Woods. He didn't get a chance to play in the Super Bowl. Thoughts on Sydney Sweeney joining Madam Web movie? Oh, I love it. I love Sydney Sweeney. She was great in Euphoria. I'd like to get Boye. As of right now, the top 10 highest paid players on the Rams: Donald, Ramsey, Stafford, Floyd, Kupp, Havenstein, Robinson, Higbee, Noteboom. Van Der Esch signed with the Cowboys. He's back. I guess not, Bill. I guess you're not so crazy. Man, what a bummer. I'm still not over it. I'm trying. The best edge rusher on the market is definitely um why is his name just totally escaping me? Zadarius Smith. I think it's definitely Zadarius Smith. You know what's cool about this about being on YouTube is that I can say what I want in regards to this trade. And sure, like people will disagree with me in the comment section, but for the most part, like you guys let me say what I want, and I have a better community on here than I do on Twitter. Sometimes I wonder why I'm even on Twitter. I just think YouTube is way better, less toxicity. Everyone's just trying to, it's a you know what measuring contest on Twitter. And then on here, I'm on here and like people are respectful and we have a good community. Yeah, we get trolls, but we're not like Keemstar's community. People don't want to like, you know, just trash each other left and right. I mean, Brandon Brown has, he can say what he wants. That's what I'm talking about, though. I want our community to be able to say what we want, what they want, as long as you're not being like, you know, sexist, racist, homophobic, anything like that. I'm okay with you spouting off. Yeah, I want Woods back too. Man, it's tough. Or better yet, Shannon, you only buy a jersey that has a 9 in it. 29, Eric Dickerson. 39, Steven Jackson. Who's 19? Brandon Powell. 89, Higbee. 79, Havenstein. Well, 69 was Sebastian Joseph Day. 59, Fletcher. Who has worn 49? I can't even think of anybody who's been like really good that's worn. Thank you, NH. Craig Dahl. No, he wore 43. Right? Didn't Craig Dahl wear 43? Believe it or not, the Rams actually got a compensatory pick for Craig Dahl. He wore 43. Yeah. What does Rappaport say? Stafford gets a $60 million signing bonus. Well deserved, man. Yeah, there's people on Twitter that are like, I don't think you understand. No, I think I understand. Here's the deal. If you think I don't understand why they only got a sixth rounder in 2023 for Woods, this is why. The Rams do this on both sides. They trade more to get a guy like Von Miller so they can keep their cap space and have the other team eat up the cap. They trade away their player for less also, so they don't get as much in return because then that team takes up the deal. The Rams never want the big contract. They want to let go of the big contract. Do I think AD is selfish? I don't really. I'm not in any position to say anyone's selfish because I don't know AD personally. But I don't. I'm not a fan of being like run it back, run it back. This guy needs to come back, or I'm gonna retire, and then, you know, you're you have to get paid again when you're already under a contract through 2024, making a killing. Anyway, Weiss Bowski, appreciate you for donating. With his ACL injury, will he be good to go? Just don't see the plus side of this trade. I mean, he'll be ready. He's going to be ready to go for week 1. I mean, I think I'm not going to lie. I think Robert Woods in Tennessee, like fantasy-wise, like I have him. Like I would hold on to him if you like he's going to have a really good year with Tannehill. They run more of a West Coast style offense. The Rams were trying to air it out more. Robert Woods was setting more of the picks and the rub routes and things like that to get like Cup open. He's used more as a blocker. I think he would fit. Like I think he's going to fit Tennessee well. I think he'll be utilized more. So I think this works out for Robert Woods. I think he's going to have 1,000 yards this year easily. He might end up having a better season than A.J. Brown. But, you know. They're permanently in Pittsburgh? Interesting. Well, I want McVay extended, too. Eagles, Browns, Bears were all very interested in Robert Woods. Green Bay also moved, but too slowly. Woods loved the idea of going to the Titans. This dude on Twitter, I can't. I don't even know why I respond to most people, to be honest with you. Yeah, same here. Well, we've been live for almost 2 hours. I'm aggravated, but at least I got to. At least I got to go live and talk to you, wonderful people. This could signal, honestly, guys. I mean, I said Robinson's a good blocker. I don't think Robinson's a better blocker than Woods. I mean, it's not that I don't think. He's just not. So it could signal that the Rams are going to go with more of a pass-happy approach, not really focus as much as on a balanced, attack. Rod Perry. Okay. No, I know who that is. That makes sense. I couldn't think off the top of my head, but But Alex, I could see that. I could see them going to a heavier pass-oriented offense. That's a good question. Yeah, gotta play some Elden Ring. Gotta get back on that channel. Gotta grind more. Nothing's given. I knew that was coming. Yeah, I'll play tonight. It might be a little late. Like, it's Saturday, so I might go live at, say, 11 p.m., maybe even earlier, but it's going to be later, but I will play. At least give you 2 hours of gameplay. Hard to tell. I think Akers has all the meaning, all the makings of being a superstar. But at the same time, Akers didn't get a chance to work on really anything last offseason because he got hurt. So I want to see the strides he makes. This is a huge year for Cam Akers. His true year 2. I want to see him improve as a pass protector. I want to see him be able to stay on the field, not get hurt. Like, I need to see improvement. HD, you know how it is. I'm always late. I always stream late. That's true. Still Super Bowl champions. I still think that I don't think they're going to keep Sony Michel. No, I do not. I think their O-line is really good, actually. I think it's top 10 in the league the way it is, as long as they stay healthy. LeBron James has now passed Karl Malone for second all-time in the NBA scoring list, behind only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for number 1. He will not get that this year. I don't think so. Maybe he will, but I don't. I'm not expecting him to, so to speak. I guess we'll find out. The Rams. The Lakers are up 53-48 on Washington. Getting close to the half. LeBron is 21. So he's putting together a nice game. He has 2 fouls though. That's a concern. HD, come on now. Oh man, I've done that too. Don't worry. Alexis and I have to coordinate because she does. That's not English. She operates on Central Time and I'm Eastern, so we always have to try to plan accordingly. So we basically just decided I win and we say Eastern. So if she says 7, I know it's 7 Eastern. That way we don't double book guests and things like that. Oh, I haven't posted the video yet, but I'll be posting it soon. I have a video coming out for Downtown Rams. We interviewed a draft prospect that you guys might know. I think some of you have asked us to interview him. Some of you want him on the Rams, and that's DeMarco Jackson from Appalachian State. That video will be coming out probably soon. I'd imagine I might drop it right after this stream. So definitely check that out. We really enjoyed talking with him. Pretty much everyone we talked to is at least in some capacity met with the Rams, so keep that in mind. I know everyone loves those meetings. So yeah, I know there were people that are like, hey, talk to DeMarco Jackson, interview DeMarco Jackson. Well, we did. So I forgot to mention that. We have other interviews coming down the pipeline, so we'll see there. Yeah, the new offensive coordinator, pass happy. I could see that. I'm excited for Liam Cohen. Phil Jackson. Yeah, I saw Phil Jackson has been going to Lakers games. We'll see where that goes. I know, right? That's just not normal. Yeah, I'm just concerned as soon as I go offline, which I really want to do soon, because I do have company. I didn't know that they would be here. Otherwise, I probably would have made time for them. But um, I have company upstairs. Probably, I think it's my aunt, my uncle. Um, I do want to see them. So, like, of course, I was gonna get off soon. I'm just as soon as I get off, I know that they're gonna announce a trade or something big. Maybe not. I don't know. I know if I went to a movie theater, that would speed things up. But it's brutal waiting on the next shoe to fall, as you put it. Did UCLA hang on? Oh, big time. UCLA is up 69-53 on St. Mary's. Good for them. That's a tough team right there. That's a good team. I know that I think what was his name? Jacques or whatever. I don't know the players that well, but I know Ju Zhang and the other the one I forget his name, but um I know he got hurt, so I hope he's okay. Jacques Jr. and they're saying he's okay. Tiger Campbell, I got you. Okay. Allen Robinson's better than Jarvis Landry. They do different things, but Allen Robinson's better than Jarvis Landry. Have to imagine the next thing to fall would be. I don't think there'll be anything tonight. I think we'll probably have it tomorrow when I'm at a party and I can't actually make content. That's what will happen. Sadly, it is true. I wish it wasn't. But yeah, Sentry, you missed it. Um, yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it right now. You guys heard it from me first. The Rams aren't gonna do anything until tomorrow because I'll be at a party from 1 to 5, I believe. And then I have a prospect interview at 8. So that is like in between that to make it really annoying and uncomfortable, or during the party is when they'll announce something. Just watch. It's going to be Aaron Donald and OBJ, I think, as well. But they'll announce the Aaron Donald thing first, I think. But I'm telling you, it'll be tomorrow. And guys, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people will be like messaging me, like DMing me, which you're more than welcome to do. Tweeting at me, all that, go live, yada, yada. Tomorrow I will not be able to go live until after like 5. So I've done well with the timing. We were live when this dropped. I'm not exactly happy it dropped, but we were live when it dropped. So let me just remind you guys, we've done well with the timing. We were live when Stafford trade dropped. Like, it's worked out well. I will not be able to be live tomorrow, probably until like after 5. So you can bet your ass I'm going to miss some content. I'm going to miss something. So just be aware, if I have a video that comes out a little late, or if I have a stream, I go a little bit late live or whatever, that's why. I don't half-ass news. Not with the Rams. You guys know that. Von Miller gets traded. Man, I was about to take a nap. I went right over here, right to my setup, put together a little graphic with Von Miller in a Rams uniform, and threw it up there. OBJ, I was on it. Johnny on the spot. I had it already made before he was even going there because I was so convinced he was. But just FaceTime, use Morse code. That's funny. That's really funny, actually. Yeah, I think they're done today. So I'm going to be logging off soon. Guys, be sure to hit the like button. Really helps me out when we get the thumbs up going. Yeah, I didn't mute you, Cameron Fox, but yeah, I don't know who did. Fowler's with the Cowboys now, so. Hard to do a separate show now, Brett, because, you know, it's just, I've been talking for so long. What I don't want to do with my coverage is be repetitive. I'm not trying to be repetitive. I'm not trying to say the same things over and over and over again. And when I do, that's when I know, all right, it's time. The show's done. But yeah, I'll have more content coming this way. I think today was pretty good. I mean, obviously, I hate why the content came out, but hey, we're getting closer to the point where I'll be able to say that we can do a mock draft, and I cannot wait. We'll do a live one. How we did last year when we had Robert Rochelle going in the Rams. Yeah, y'all remember that. Y'all remember who turned you on to Robert Rochelle. And not to toot my own horn or anything, but I do remember, like, not everybody, but there were some guys that covered the Rams that didn't know who he was. And I was like, that's my guy. Don't worry, that'll probably be me this year since I'm behind on the draft. But I'll take my W because I took a lot of L's. And as you guys know, if you follow me on Twitter, I point out my L's. And there were a lot of them. Rochelle's going into year 2, and he was a former wide receiver. So you got to let him develop because he's not cheeks. He's a 4th-round pick with extreme upside, and he was a wide receiver who basically transferred to corner at the Division I AA level, the FCS level, and he played corner in the FCS for 2 years. He's not going to be able to just automatically be great in the NFL. It's going to take time. You think Clowney to the Rams is coming? I don't, but hey, we'll see. So that is going to do it for me, folks. Really appreciate you guys and your support of my channel. Be sure to drop a thumbs up and a like if you enjoyed this. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at JKBogan. You can become a member on my channel for as low as 99 cents a month. The link is in the description below. And you can join the Discord, which I just dropped the Discord link once again. So that is going to do it. Love y'all. You guys be, awesome. Stay safe. Be good people. And I will see you guys probably a little bit later in the day tomorrow. Like I said, if something drops from the 1 to 4 to 5 range, I will not be able to cover it because I'm going to be at a party. So it will be later on. And then not too late because I do have the interview that I'm doing with Alexis with a prospect to be named later. Sound like a baseball trade there. Tomorrow night. So it's going to be in combination of that. But what about OBJ? Why are you saying no? What is happening? Oh, are you reacting? Okay. All right. I just had to make sure. Guys, some of you, man, you got me going. I saw OBJ and I saw no. So I wasn't sure what that meant. But again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you supporting the channel and me as always. but that's going to do it. So unfortunately, we won't be seeing Robert Woods in a Rams uniform anymore. I can't tell you how much that pains me as somebody who's a huge fan of his. It's a tough day, and if Kansas had lost to Creighton, like I said, I would have completely gone off the rails. I think I did a little bit, but there's always next time. So for those of you who are interested in my gaming channel, check that out. Jake Ellenbogen Gaming. I'll be recording, or I'll be live streaming the new Elden Ring, playing I think night 11 of that. So we'll be doing that if you're interested. That'll be later on tonight. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care, guys. Later.